morning, friends, and welcome back for another beautiful day of Power Summer Collegiate League Baseball. Alongside Sam Walters, I'm Steve Granado. Bombers and Coyotes set to square off here today as we wrap up and continue the final leg of this 2021 regular season. The Bombers entering today third place, 7-4, as they'll face off with Joseph Murphy and the Coyotes. First pitch of the ball game coming at you, and it'll run inside at 9:03 a.m. It begins the day here, and it is 1 ball and no strikes. Slated to be around 112 today here at the highest. Right now, 95 degrees here at game's first pitch. The 1-0 offering will be tap foul. Sunny skies overhead. Very, very light haze off in the right field distance in the mountains over there. But overall, good visibility here today. Not much of wind to speak of either. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is Mason Daniels out of the right-handed batter's box here against Joseph Murphy. On his way home. And the 1-1 is swung on and just barely nicked into the mitt. For the Coyotes, they find themselves today middle of the pack, 6-6 this year. Tied with the Haymakers, who we will also see later today at 11:30. 1 ball and 2 strikes is your count. Murphy looking for the first out of the ball game. He's set and deals. Got him swinging upstairs, so Daniels down on strikes, and that'll be the first out of the ball game. Let's take a look at the Coyotes defensively.
In the outfield for the Yotes, left to right is Connor Leard in left. Newbie, Dominic Humel out in center today. Wes Crockett out in right. Third to first on the infield. Theo Forshea manning third. Ethan Johnson is short. Devin Blankenship at second. Brayton Holiday at first. And Dale Bratz behind the plate.
The batter will be Matt Gonzalez. Get to the rest of the lineup here in just a second. 1 out, nobody on. We're just underway. First offering is for a high strike. So this is Matt Gonzalez. Then it goes Nick Schnapp and Tyler Richardson. Gary Peralta, Vinny Alfino, Brandon Smith. Bottom part of the order is Robert Blaschke, Alex Betancourt, and Connor Lang. Joseph Murphy is making his second start this year. This is his 6th appearance overall. Slider moves far outside to bring the count to 1-1. Murphy, 6'4", tall kid, 215, good size on him. Right-handed pitcher out of Monterey Peninsula College. 1-1 is lined out to right field and down for a base knock. Matt Gonzalez reaches here with a 1-out single. That's now hits in back-to-back ball games for Gonzalez after having a couple of days off. Didn't play on the 4th or either the 5th. And now Nick Schnapp will get an opportunity with a runner aboard at first. We are underway from Power's Palm Springs Stadium. There is no score. We're in the top of the first. Glad you can join us here on this Tuesday morning. 3-game schedule today. Throw back to first. Nick Schnapp out of Ventura College. Coming off of a 2-for-3 day on the 3rd. She picked up a pair of singles. Throw back to first again with an RBI and a stolen bag. Had a very good day against the Colonials a few days ago. Still waiting to see a pitch here. Joseph Murphy comes home. First offering down and in for a ball. Coyotes here in their gray tops and white bottoms. It's those highlighter yellow tops with Bombers across the chest, and the white bottoms, of course, for the Bombers. Flown out of play. The count is 1-1. Matt Gonzalez, the runner at first, is 2 for 2 in stolen bases this year. What was it, yesterday, Sam? We were talking about the success rates of runners this season and how high they are entering yesterday. Base runners or would-be base stealers or 90% successful in this league. Ball rolls away, but hustled up by Braden Holiday.
The reason why is because there's not enough successful pickoffs. Not enough guys that pick off anyways, but guys are trying to find pickoff moves that work. We've only seen a couple of guys that really had them down. One of them being Kenny Keller, and the other one
3 in
actually
one
being
day.
yeah. Just
Ridiculous.
a lot of righties were missing the snap that it really takes to be able to actually challenge a runner
Keep
at
them
first.
honest, you know.
Right.
Yeah. 2 balls and 1 strike here on Nick Schnapp, the right fielder, out of the 3 spot. 0-0 top 1 with 1 away. See if Gonzalez gets greedy early. Doesn't. High. Ball 2. 3. 3 and 1. On the edge to fill up the count here, full. Both these teams coming off of victories. So one of them, theoretically, we can end in ties, but one of them trying to leave with a 2-game win streak. They call that a streak, Sam. 2 is good enough. Payoff. Ball 4. But runners on first and second here for the Bombers as they threaten against Murphy in the first. Went 3 and 1, got back in the count, and then eventually walked him. Only 1 swing in that at bat there for Nick Schnapp. And Tyler Richardson will be the next kid up. Richardson rides in 3 for his last 4 as he lifts one out towards right field. Moving back on it is Crockett. Got plenty of room to make the grab, tagging and heading to third base is Matt Gonzalez. So out number 2, but it does get a runner to third base. Put him on the corners now for Gary Peralta. Peralta 6'4", 225, big right-handed bat. Enters batting .462 in his first 10 games of the summer. He's late on the fastball, and it's 0-1. Gonzalez at third, Schnapp at first, 2 gone on a strikeout and a flyout here in the top of the inning. Warm, sunny day here in Palm Springs on July the 6th. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball finds the strike zone. That has back you up type spin on it. I believe this is the first time I get a look at Joseph Murphy.
You saw him in the PSCL uncommitted game.
I also saw 10 pitchers in that game. It's hard to remember.
Saw him and Hunter Haynes.
Runner goes for second. Pitch is going to go to the backstop. Here comes to the plate Gonzalez. He will score. Ball hit off of him. That's going to allow Schnapp to get to third and round hard. So a wild pitch to bring home Gonzalez. And then an unfortunate throwing error on Dale Bratz because it hit the runner Gonzalez coming to the plate. So brings home the game's first run.
That's not exactly how you chalk up an 0-2 count.
No kidding. 1 ball and 2 strikes. On its way. Fouled back. That's an earned run, by the way. One and 2 is your count. Peralta trying to add to the total here. Went down and got it, but sent it towards the batting cage.
Gary's another one of these bats in the lineup, like a Justice Lucas or a Vinny Alfino, that has plenty of pop in that bat. It's just right now it feels like the timing's off. Even though he's got it going well, like you said, hitting 462 coming into today. It's been a lot of either weed opposite field contact or being able to get ground balls through.
Yeah, you want to see him squared up.
Yeah.
Good take there, 2-2. And again, we kind of had this conversation before, Sam, but it is important to remember that it feels like we have been going and going and going, but in all reality, just 10 games played. That is nowhere close to a big sample size.
Right.
Foul it back over our heads. So it's easy for us to go, wow, he's doing this, he's doing that, or oh my gosh, he's only doing this and that. But you got to remember, we play a lot of baseball over the course of this, 5-week camp. But in all reality, over the course of a real season, a real full spring set, this ain't much. Another 2-2. Went down and chased it, got a piece of it, and it rolled out of the mitt, so that'll keep him alive.
Yeah, that's the main thing for these guys. You can't pick and choose your ABs. You have to get out there and be able to perform at the highest level against whoever, whenever. Some of these guys are really taking advantage of it. I mean, Peralta's had a really good showing this year.
This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Coming home to the 5-man. It's going to take 9 pitches at least. He puts up a battle here with Joseph Murphy. It's 1-0. We're in the top of the first.
Yeah, I really like Peralta's ability to be able to go out there and battle. He can get ahead of you with it, too. He's got plenty of pop in that bat, but he knows how to fight off pitches.
We'll try a third 2-2. And finally got him tied up inside. That's a great spot for Joseph Murphy. Goes to the fastball, running in on the hands. There's not much Peralta could do. 2 strikeouts in the frame, but a wild pitch brings home a run. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left as we wrap up the top of the first. To the bottom of 1. 1-0. Dominic Hummel will lead things off for the Coyotes. It'll be the first chance we get to see the right-handed bat. Then it's Theo Forche and Connor Leard. Anything further here for the Coyotes, Hunter Haynes, Ethan Johnson, and Wes Crockett, Braden Holiday, Devin Blankenship, Carlos Munoz, and Dale Brats. They're all facing off with Ian Wheel, who is making his 4th start and 5th appearance this year. And the first pitch he tosses here today is a strike called at the belt. It's 0-1. 1-0. Bombers took the lead courtesy of a wild pitch in the first inning. That's in for a strike. And Ian Wheel is filling it up here. It's 0-2. Yumul, that's Y-U-M-U-L. He'll send one out towards right field. Sprayed out there, out of the reach of Nick Schnapp. He'll have to play it on a hop. The hustle throw back into second base is well in time. Great toss by Nick Schnapp. Nabs Yumul at second, trying to stretch it into 2.
Mentioned before all the tools that Nick Schnapp has. He was able to let that ball come to him, and Yumul tried to stretch it. I mean, Schnapp has shown off his arm plenty of times, and Yumul just learned.
Yep. Brings up Theo Forche.
Excuse me for not getting to see this cannon. Find out.
My bad.
Find out.
Yeah. Forche lifts the first one into right center field. Daniels tracks, and he'll make the grab before this thing goes 1-2-3. Sam, tell me that defense.
Sure. Outfield left to right for the Bombers. They have Brandon Smith in left. Mason Daniels just made the catch in center, and Nick Schnapp with the arm in right. Third to first on the infield, Alex Betancourt at the hot corner. Matt Gonzalez at short, Robert Blaschke at second, Gary Peralta at first, and Vinny Alfino behind the dish.
Brings up Connor Leard with 2 outs on 3 pitches. First offering fouled away. Last time out for Ian Wheel looked really good in that one. Back on June the 30th against the Bootleggers, tossed a season-high 6 1/3 innings, gave up 3 earned with 10 strikeouts. He's way ahead here at 0-2.
He has not thrown a ball this inning.
Don't jinx it.
We're already past the
0-2. Ground ball to second base. Takes a big hop there off the cut of the grass. Blaschke's throw to first is in time. And how about a 1-2-3 frame for Ian Wheel, under 10 pitches, no less. That'll get him back out into the dugout. It's 1-0 after 1 to the top of 2, 6, 7, and 8, starting with Alfino for the Bombers. We'll see if the Bombers can back up a very solid first inning from Ian Wheel. Vinny Alfino, Brandon Smith, Robert Blaschke, 6, 7, and 8 due up here in this inning. As we enter the second, it's 1-0 alongside Sam Walters. I'm Steve Granado here at Palm Springs Stadium. Joseph Murphy trying to work through what was a run he would like to have back for certain. In for a swinging strike 0-1. It was a wild pitch to plate him from third. Had that one not gotten away, that would have been a scoreless inning. Big breaking ball. We've seen a lot of snapped pitches here in this first inning plus now from both Murphy and Wheel.
Yeah, it's good for Murphy. He's got good velocity on his fastball, so being able to get that one for a strike too.
1-1 will be fouled at the plate. 1-2. Vinny Alfino taking the leap. This is his 10th game of the year. Hitless in his last affair. A couple days ago against the Colonials, as he'll send this one out of play to keep it at 1-2. Cal State San Marcos kid out of Camarillo. Went to Adolfo Camarillo High School, class of 2019. He'll send one in the air to shallow right. Racing in is Crockett. And he will make the grab for the first out here in the second inning. Fans, a reminder, don't forget, coming up here tonight at 7:05, the PSCL uncommitted team set to take on the Palm Springs Power for the second and final time here of the 2021 summer. All the action here starts at 7 o'clock tonight. It's bound to be another good one. Kind of an experimental situation that we got going on. The pitch is high, 1-0 on Brandon Smith. Sam, venture this with me. Had that game been played on the Saturday game, had that been played straight up like a regular game, letting your pitchers go and pitch, I think the PSCL wins that game.
Probably. If you let Evan Shaw, those guys that came in especially, I mean, Hunter Haynes started it off great, but Joe Murphy, any of those guys could have went a cool 2-3 innings and gotten them a win.
2-0 is high, 3 balls and no strikes. They were down in that ball game 4-0 to start. Power were. Be interesting to see. We won't see it, but it would be interesting to see. 4-pitch walk here to put Brandon Smith aboard at first. Second walk issued by Joseph Murphy. With one away here in the second inning, still 1-0 Bombers. Robert Blaschke to the plate. Recently committed to Monmouth College. Left-handed bat here. First pitch to Bobby takes him out of the batter's box. It's 1-0. That's 5 straight since getting the fly out of Alfino. It wasn't until the gifted runs that it really turned in the Power's favor in that ball game. I think it's 6 in a row. All of a sudden, Joseph Murphy struggling to find the strike zone.
Yeah, that game started to get a bit out of hand the longer and longer they went, trying to use as many pitchers as they could. And, you know, those are the woes of having a semi-quasi all-star game, just trying to get as many guys looks as you can.
Swing and a miss, 2-1. Yeah, it is, considering that the other side isn't playing it that way.
Right.
If both teams have been playing it that way, maybe it's a little closer.
Yeah. It was a one-sided showcase.
Yeah, where they're trying to cycle everybody in, that situation. 2 swings and misses here by Blaschke, make it 2-2. I don't know. Again, we will not see that type of game between them because it's still another showcase. 2-2 crack bat flare on the right side of the diamond. One hop into the mid of Blankenship. He will throw to first, and Blaschke beats it out. Turned on the Jets and gets himself an infield single.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why there was such a lazy throw from Devin Blankenship. I mean, if he makes a strong throw over to first, Blaschke's out by a good bit.
It's an infield single, draws a conversation here with Murphy and company. That sounds like it could be an actual company. Murphy and company.
Murphy and Co.
There you go.
I almost wanted to say when you said Blaschke out of the box, they got good burgers.
Out of the box.
No, you said Bobby out of the box.
Bobby out of the box. Out of the box, that might be a little out of your range. Do you remember that show?
Out of the box.
Out of the box. I can't remember which channel it was on. It might have been a PBS show. It was in the same world as like Zaboomafoo.
Oh, okay. I remember like
same
Between the Lions.
1998. Yeah, that's out of your realm.
Out of the box.
82 episodes, wow.
Yeah. I was a PBS kid though.
It was 98 to 2004. Wow, I didn't realize it lasted
It's on
that long.
Disney Plus.
Oh man, we're gonna go catch them out of the box.
Let's go.
That was a great show.
Electric Company. I'm all in.
Kind of in the same world again, Zaboomafoo or Reading Rainbow. Kind of that same age group. Alex Betancourt, the batter now, first and second with only one out. The pitch on its way is lined into left field. It'll softly land on the dirt and get to the grass. Rounding third, here comes Smith. The throw from Leard is not in time. RBI knock for Alex Betancourt, doubles the Bombers' lead. It's 2-0.
And oh man, Brandon Smith was chugging around third.
Absolutely. He wanted that more than anything.
Yeah, he turned on the Jets.
So Joseph Murphy has not given up hard contact. The Bombers have 2 hits in the inning. A walk comes around to score. Connor Lang now to the plate, trying to add here to already a 2-0 lead. It's the last man in the lineup. Lefty foul tips it. 0-1. Lang, that's L-A-E-N-G, Lang. Just getting ready for my spelling bee. Oh, 1 pulled first base side in foul territory. Sam, if you had to do one of these competitions, pick one for me. Spelling bee or Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Oh, a spelling bee. Not a big hot dog guy myself.
No?
I'm a pretty big speller. I like spelling.
I'm a pretty big speller, not a hot dog guy.
No.
These are the conversations you come here for.
I'm a speller, not a
Not a
fighter.
dogger?
Not a dogger. Not a Nathan.
There you go. 0-2 on Lang. And again, another 0-2 pitch that sails for Murphy. That's his second today. Puts runners on second and third.
Yeah, there seems to be like a 50-50 chance that he's going to get the good snap on one of those breaking balls. So we've either seen it fly like that or we've seen it really get some good hard break into the zone.
Blaschke at third, Betancourt at second. Bombers threatening with 1 down. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Lang. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Infield stays back here. Maybe a step or 2 for the corners. Looks like the shortstop, Ethan Johnson, is also kind of creeping in. Swung on and missed. Third strikeout for Joe Murphy, and he gets Lang to chase it upstairs. There's 2 gone. Back to the top of the order for Mason Daniels. Last couple of days, Sam, this sun has been brutal. And it looks like today is going to be such the same. Very bright day.
That's the toughest part of one of these days is not exactly the heat. It creeps up on you, but the sun.
Daniels takes one tight, 1-0. Mason struck out back in the first inning. Second and third, a run home here on 2 hits and a walk. It's 2-0. We're in the second. Foul tipped, and it's 1-1. I believe this is also the first time we see Dale Bratz behind the plate, if I'm not mistaken.
I've seen Dale.
You've seen Dale? Okay. First look for me.
I believe this is the same working partners that they had whenever Dale was behind the plate, him and Joe Murphy.
1-1. Breaking ball for a strike. There's that snapper we're looking for. A little bit of bite to it. Trying to keep them where they are. Send them packing. Righty set, the 1-2. Didn't chase. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two pitch, got him to get out in front of that one. So back-to-back Ks here after 3 straight reach with 1 down, and Joseph Murphy limits the damage in the second. We go to the home half. Bombers add to their lead. It's 2-0. Bottom 2 coming at you. Hunter Haynes will lead things off here for the Coyotes. They picked up a hit in the first inning, but minimum face for Ian Wheel. First pitch, Haynes went at strike 1. Designated hitter out of the cleanup spot here today. Haynes, Ethan Johnson, and Wes Crockett for 5-6. 0-1 is cut on and missed. It's 0-2.
I'll tell you, this is what we haven't seen is Hunter Haynes at bat. We've seen him a couple of times on the mound, but I don't think I've ever seen him swing it.
In the dirt, 1-2. This is his 11th, well, let's say correctly, 14th plate appearance. This isn't an at-bat yet. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Breaking ball up, 2-2. But yes, to your point, we also, Coyotes near the bottom of the league for us on this field as far as games played at Palm Springs Stadium this season. I think that changes over the next week or so. See him a couple of times, I believe. Takes another one upstairs. Full count. It was Dominic Hummel leading off the first with a single. He would got caught at second trying to turn it into a double. And now it'll be a leadoff free pass here for Hunter Haynes, who is down on the count 0-2. First walk for Ian Wheel today. Puts one on here for Ethan Johnson. Well, again, fans, we are in our final week of PSCL play now. Playoffs set to start on Sunday with a play-in game between the bottom two seeds. Obviously got a ways to go before we find out the seeding. Nothing is set in stone yet. First pitch in for a strike. It's 0-1 here on Ethan Johnson. It's going to be just a couple of days of it. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw down one hop, slide there, tag there. Got him there. Matt Gonzalez sweeps around the bag and catches Haynes for the first out. That's 2 outs on the base paths, let alone at second base for the Yotes.
Yeah, you want to be aggressive, especially down 2, but you can't run yourself out of scoring opportunities.
That's the first time that Haynes has been caught this year. He's now 3 for 4. Didn't go on that one. So it'll be a bit of a sprint of PSCL playoffs. I believe 1 game elimination. That'll start on the 11th and end on the 14th. Championship game, the 14th. Ooh, didn't want to ring him up. Base is clear with 1 out now to Johnson. Right there on the edge for a called strike 3, and he goes down looking for a strikeout for Ian Wheel today. 2 away. Wes Crockett next up. Sam, do you have a couple of favorites that you're picking? It's the nature of a 1-game elimination does lend itself to a very hostile environment, considering that the best team might not win. Flipped out towards right field. I'm going to have to get that from you later. Coming in to make the grab is Nick Schnapp, and again, a base runner for the Coyotes, but minimum faced for Ian Wheel. Leadoff walk, nabbed at second, strikeout, flyout. We go to the 3rd. 2-0, Bombers still hanging on to that lead. We send this ball game to the top half of inning number 3. Matt Gonzalez will lead things off. Gonzalez a single and a run scored back in the first. 2, 3, and 4. Joseph Murphy has had to work his way through 2 innings. Picked up a pair of punch-outs there in the second, now has 4 on the day. Gonzalez, Schnapp, and Richardson. 1 run in each of the first innings. They've done it courtesy of 3 hits. First pitch swinging, lifted to center. Humel's waiting. 1 pitch, 1 out. All right, Sam, we were talking about playoffs moments ago. Obvious answers at the top of the league, but are there any dark horses that you think could maybe make a run in a 1-game elimination tournament?
It's not exactly a dark horse, but I think the Coyotes have a fair chance with the lineup that they have. You know, one guy that you're not even seeing in the lineup today that makes a huge difference for them is Mason Velasquez.
Sure.
If he catches fire the way he did earlier this season, his bat is big enough to be able to carry them however far they want to go.
First pitch, a ball to Nick Schnapp. He walked in the first inning.
My other team that I would consider is the North Stars.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly where they are in the standings right now, but their pitching, Kenny Keller and Nick Zolfarino, are the same way. They have plenty of pitching depth, and not only on top of that depth, but they have 2 starters that have pitched top 5 in innings this year for any qualified starter.
North Stars are in the middle of the pack at 6 and 7, just behind these Coyotes.
If that offense could wake up, that team is really dangerous.
Bit of dark horse picks. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2. To the slider upstairs. We unfortunately haven't really seen the Lumberjacks, I think, in full force this year.
We really haven't. We've caught 2 of their games since they've gotten on their hot streak, winning 8 in a row. Saw them earlier this season.
Yeah.
Saw 2 of their losses.
Downstairs. Did see them beat up on the Blue Sox, but that wasn't to their own fruition. So I feel like we haven't gotten to see the treat of the league yet.
That's right. Yeah, but that team definitely has plenty of talent. We've talked many times whenever we see them at the stadium about that 3-4-5 or 2-3-4 in the lineup, however they decide to figure it out for the playoffs. That 1-2-3 punch of Alvarez.
We'll get to see him on back-to-back days. We'll see him Thursday and Friday.
I believe it's Alvarez, Hernandez, and one other power player.
That's ball 4 upstairs. 3rd walk by Joseph Murphy. One has scored. The other one was Schnapp, and he got all the way to 3rd base in the first inning. So flirting with fire with these walks. 3rd one issued brings up Tyler Richardson. He flew out last time up. First pitch to Richardson, dips down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. I've always noticed that in 1-game elimination, what it usually boils down to is relief pitching. I don't care how good your offense is. It's always the relief pitching. Runner takes off, pitches away, throw down good, but late. No, it's not. They got him. Somehow the tag from Johnson beat the slide from Schnapp. We're talking about how successful runners have been in this league this season. Well, you wouldn't know it by watching today's game. 2 attempted bases stolen, both of them caught. Both catchers are 1 for 1. Now the base is empty and 2 outs. Line drive looped to center. And that's the 4th hit of the day for the Bombers. Tyler Richardson now aboard with a 2-out knock. Haven't seen any hard contact on really either side of the ball yet today.
No, not quite yet. I would imagine what it's going to take is maybe, it might be this time around in the order, but I would say the 3rd time if we got that far. being able to see that fastball just a little bit longer.
Gary Peralta to the plate now. He struck out his only time up. 0 for 1. Now 0-1 the count. Pitch is downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. But anyway, back to that point. It's relief pitching. Always for me, that's how it always boils down. Your starter can go 5, can go 6. How good is the back end of that pen? How deep is that rotation? How deep is that team? Runner bluffs. Throw back to him. 2 balls and 1 strike. Your team could essentially just put up 2 runs every day, 3 runs every day. And again, in a 1-game elimination, all you got to do is beat them for 7 innings, especially here. See that all the time in high school ball. Umpires are going to chat here very briefly. But that's a again, the high school tournaments around here are 1-game eliminations. And we see it all the time. Good teams losing out because of relief pitching. Popped out into right field. And the second baseman Blankenship back to put it away. A 1-out walk, a 2-out single. Nothing doing here for the Bombers. They get set down here in the 3rd inning. 1 run, or 2 runs on now 4 hits today as we go to the bottom of 3. Still a 2-0 lead here for the Bombers. Moving this ball game to the bottom of 3, the Coyotes trying to scratch something across here against Ian Wheel. He has faced the minimum through 2, even though he's walked a batter and given up a single. See if Braden Holiday can stay on the bases a little bit longer. In for a strike to begin the at-bat, and that's key to success here, especially in the PSCL, is that first pitch strike, and we're seeing it from Wheel today. The 0-1 offering. Breaking ball on the corner, and it puts Crockett in a hole. 0-2. Do have a right-hander loosening for the Coyotes. 0-2, try to start it and break it off. He gets a big yes from Vinny Alfino on that, and I agree. That's a great idea. Go back to back with that slider on the outside edge, try and get him to chase. Now the 1-2. Back inside to swing and miss. Great sequence by Ian Wheel. And that's his second strikeout today. I loved that sequence of pitches.
Yeah, Braden Holiday just got carved up. Plain and simple.
One of the things that can get lost as a casual viewer, if you're watching at home, got the youngins watching at home, that's a master class in pitch sequencing, down and out 1-0. Go with the fastball at the knees for a strike. Go to a slider on the edge to get him looking. Then start that same slider on the edge and break it off like that to get him to chase. You see that? Devin Blankenship shaking his head going, why did I chase that? It's because it looks good out of the hand, and then by the time it gets to your bat, it's gone. Then what do? Go back down and in to tie him up inside. Went back to that breaking ball. This is the best pitch sequencing I've seen this year. Plain and simple.
We've seen it multiple times from Ian Wheel. He just knows the fundamentals of being able to make it deep in a ball game as a pitcher.
1-2, working ahead here. Let's see if he goes back to the heater. He does and beats him again. Strike 3, Ian Wheel putting on a clinic.
Yeah, this is a bit too easy for him right now. Literally, hitters have not touched him this inning.
Let's see how Carlos Munoz fares.
Yeah, I'm interested to see him attack a lefty. Carlos Munoz is attacking the batter's box.
He's just trying to throw off his rhythm any way he can.
Let the dust settle.
First pitch, go with a fastball. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Completely overpowered on every direction in this inning. Upstairs with it, 1-1. Now he's expanded the strike zone a little bit. Give him a different look. He's been working down a lot in this inning. Now Munoz just saw the first pitch up. Back foot slider misses, 2-1. First time he's worked behind an account here in this inning. Don't get too far ahead of yourself. 2-1 pitch to Munoz. Back to the fastball, swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. What do you do here, Sam? What's your choice?
I'm going fastball here.
Okay.
I'm challenging Munoz.
Yeah, because he's been late on 2 swings.
Yep.
They're going to set up outside. Ooh, man, that's a close pitch.
And they tried to quick pitch him, too.
Yeah. That wasn't where they wanted it. Kind of hooked it a little bit down and in. That brings up a full count. If you can get that fastball down and away, it's probably going to get him. Payoff. Missed it upstairs. Maybe a little rushed.
Yeah, the only thing about going with a quick pitch that late in a count is guys are obviously not going to swing, so you have to hit your spot.
Yeah. And he
didn't. It
he
looked like
didn't.
the setup
Yeah.
did not hit that spot.
Yeah, he didn't. Even though it was very close to the strike zone, it wasn't where they wanted it. Dale Bratz to the plate now. First offering lined out towards the second base position, and Blaschke on a dive rolls over to make the grab. So 1 over the minimum now here. He has faced 1 time through the lineup and has given only 1 hit, 2 walks, and nobody has reached second base. We played 3 at Palm Springs Stadium. Save that tape for Ian Wheel. We go to the 4th, 2-0 Bombers. 2 runs on 4 hits and no errors for the Bombers. No runs on 1 hit and 1 error for the Coyotes. We enter the 4th. Vinny Alfino will lead it off against Joseph Murphy. To take you through the next couple, here's Sam Walters.
Thank you, Steve. First pitch grounded to short. Ethan Johnson able to handle it, and Vinny Alfino was looking a little labored up the line. Looks like he's okay. Just might have caught a dirt patch there on the first baseline. Top of the 4th, the Bombers leading 2-0 over the Coyotes. It's been solid outings from both Joe Murphy and Ian Wheel, but Wheel getting the advantage right now. 6-3 put out gets Alfino. Here's Brandon Smith. Walked and scored his first time up. Go outside, but the fastball missed it. 1-0. Bomber struck for 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Couldn't scrape 1 across in the third despite a walk and a hit. No snap on that breaking ball. 2-0. Missed low. It's 3-0 to Brandon Smith. Here's a 3-0 for Murphy. Swung on and missed. He had the green light. Behind on the 3-1 as well. It's full count. Joe Murphy's made his living today being able to work ahead of hitters. Also, he has a fastball that he can put past guys. Full count pitch. Rung him up on the outside corner. Brandon Smith, where are you going? Joe Murphy gets his 5th strikeout today. Quickly 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Here's Bobby Blaschke. Ran inside, but the fastball is 1-0. Blaschke singled and made it all the way to third his first time up. Got stranded there. One-0 solid end. It's a strike. 1-1. Big cut, big miss. 1-2. Blaschke ended the last half inning with a nice diving stop over at second base. Has the chance to end this half inning on a swing. 1-2. Swung on and missed in the dirt. Joe Murphy, have yourself an inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Bombers. We head to the bottom of the 4th. They still lead the Coyotes 2-0. Doing like a face cam for what? Oh, it's gone. Yeah. Bottom of the fourth, it'll be the top of the lineup due up for the Coyotes. Hummel, Forshey, and Leard scheduled here to bat against Ian Wheel. First pitch strike. He's become accustomed to that. Ian Wheel has only had to work from behind to a batter twice this game. First pitch strikes on top of first pitch strikes on first pitch swinging. Big hack and a miss on an inside pitch by Hummel. It's 0-2. My guess is fastball here, but we'll see what he goes with 0-2. He went with the fastball, and no one can touch it right now. Fourth strikeout for Ian Wheel. He and Joe Murphy are dealing. Theo Forshey steps up. Forshey flew out to center field his first time up back in the first. First pitch from Ian Wheel kicks in the dirt. That is the first time we haven't seen a first pitch strike from Ian Wheel since the second inning. That one barely misses down low. Maybe a bit inside, but not by much. Wheel just trying to earn this spot to lefties. That one hammered into right center. That's going to get down for extra bases. Rounding first is Forshey. Daniel still chasing it to the wall. He comes up with it, and Forshey's going to get in there with a two-bagger. One out double for Theo Forshey, and for the first time today, the Coyotes are at second base. Before now, they've had three base runners. One of them got caught stealing. One of them was erased trying to stretch into a double, and the other one never even tried. So that probably the weakest approach we've seen from Wheel today. Just wasn't able to earn strikes. It was a 2-0 count, and the double's given up. Had to force a get-me-over strike. That one misses to Lear down low. It's 1-0. Three lefties in this lineup for the Coyotes. Spin and throw back to second. Forshey in there safely. Well, the three lefties have given Leard the most trouble today. Two of those being walks to Hunter Haynes and Carlos Munoz.
Just missed again with that one, Sam. Let's see what he goes back with at 2-0. Leaked over the plate last time.
Can't miss too hard to any of these Coyotes in the middle of the order. Plenty of pop. Missed upstairs.
This is first 3-0 count.
Sure is. He was. Remember, he's the only full count he's gone to today, besides the Munoz walk, was the Hunter Haynes walk.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those he was ahead. That one's a called strike, 3-1. Hunter Haynes, he was ahead 0-2 and ended up walking him on 4 straight balls out of the zone. Carlos Munoz, it was 1-1. Swung on and missed. He's able to get Leard back in the count as full.
He worked very quickly, especially today. Look at that. No time wasted. His foot's always touching the rubber. Ready, set.
Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Fastball untouchable. Connor Leard, the 5th strikeout victim of Ian Wheel. Now 2 outs here in the 4th.
This is the good pitching battle that we honestly haven't really seen this summer.
Kind of sad we're not going to get to see it in the playoffs unless they match up later.
This is great.
Murphy and Wheel.
Guys working their craft.
Here's Hunter Haynes. Swings, big vertical swing.
And it's not like the Coyotes can't swing. They have to.
Yep.
Because these breaking pitches are for strikes. He can throw it for a strike, so they have no choice but to. I mean, he's tossing a lot of fastballs here, but it's beating everybody. So something's got to give.
Right inside on Hunter Haynes. That one's in the dirt. They make a throw down to third, but an errant throw by Alfino allows Theo Forshey into third. They say that he makes it in there. He almost came off the bag, but...
Well, he did come off the bag, but the tag wasn't there.
Yeah. throw from Vinny Alfino to Betancourt at third was a bit high.
Yeah, he kind of rushed that. You'd like him to see a step and throw there. Probably would have got him.
It's 1-1 to Hunter Haynes. Swung on the fastball. Once again, not touching bats.
Yeah, the only one was that double to
by
Forche,
Forche.
and it's because it was over the plate. Everything's on the corner right now. Go back to it right here. Or you might try and freeze him with a backdoor slider.
1-2 pitch. Went with the slider, and Haynes got none of it. 6th strikeout for Ian Wheel, and he strikes out the side, barring the double by Theo Forche here in the bottom of the 4th. We head to the top of the 5th. He's got the Bombers ahead 2-0. Top of the 5th, it'll be a new arm on the mound for the Coyotes. Joe Murphy ends up going 4 innings, gives up 2 runs, both of them earned on 4 hits, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Good outing, and the battle between he and Ian Wheel is over. Both bullpens have action. First pitch strike to Alex Betancourt, the new arm for the Yotes. That's Travis Bowe. He comes in making his 7th appearance of the season. Currently sitting with a 1-2 record, 15 innings pitched. Made a couple of starts, misses with the fastball, 1-1. Given up 13 earned runs in those 15 innings so far this season, 11 strikeouts. Only 2 walks. That's the shining spot. That one's weakly grounded to second. Handled by Blankenship, and the throw over to first retires Alex Betancourt for the first out at the top of the 5th. Two walks in 15 innings is really, really good work. Being able to pitch to contact, being able to light up the strike zone.
I believe that was Brandon Smith warming up.
It was. He took a few warm-ups.
Interesting.
He's already out. First pitch fouled off back to the screen by Connor Lang. Lang struck out his first time up against Murphy.
Guy we haven't seen pitch this year. Brandon Smith.
Nope.
It's because he hasn't.
We do see a majority of the Bombers games.
Yep.
Haven't missed many of them. Big hack and a big miss. 0-2 to Connor Lang. Travis Bowe out of Antelope Valley College.
It's Ciccolello on the other side.
Outside corner, rung him up. Connor Lang goes down looking. That's the 7th strikeout by the Coyotes staff today. It'll be a pinch hitter here. Justice Lucas will come in to bat for Mason Daniels. We saw Justice Lucas finally get into one the other day. Popping that bat finally showed itself. Missed him the outside. It's 1-0 to Justice Lucas. So Mason Daniels ends up coming out of this game 0-2 with 2 strikeouts. There will be some swaps in the outfield. Swung through a fastball. 1-1.
Just those 2 runs for the Bombers in the first 2 innings. They've been held quiet since.
Ever since then, they've only had 2 base runners, and both of those were in the 3rd. 4th and the 5th so far. No one's been able to touch. Swung through it again. It's 1-2. See, this is what I was scared of at the beginning of the season for Justice Lucas, is that sometimes when he knows he's fooled, he doesn't give much effort on his swing. When he knows he can put a charge into one, when he sees it coming, when he's got that timing right. Travis Bowe, 6'4", 190, working to 6'7". Swung through it again, strikes out Justice Lucas for the 3rd out here in the top of the 5th. Good work by Travis Bowe to set down the Bombers for the 3rd straight inning. We head to the bottom of the frame. The Bombers still lead it 2-0. Nowhere to run right now for the Coyotes. They're trailing 2-0, and they're going through a buzzsaw named Ian Wheel. 50 pitches, he's held the Yotes scoreless so far. We 5, 6, and 7 in the order due up for the Coyotes. First pitch misses low to Ethan Johnson. Johnson, the first strikeout victim of Wheel today. His first time up. Miss low again. It's 2-0.
Even when he's missing today, Sam, not by much.
Nothing wild from Wheel. That one a bit off the plate is 3-0.
Seen a couple of them today or this season, Sam, but is this near the top or the top of pitching performances that we've seen, just all things considered?
Ian Wheel has 2 other pitching performances I was considered that are just like this. He and I believe Martin Neal from the Lumberjacks have 2 of the more impressive. Actually, Ubaldo Romo is who I was thinking of, but Martin Neal also very good. That'll be a 5-pitch walk to Ethan Johnson to open up the bottom of the 5th. Third walk allowed by Wheel.
I think what's helped today, Sam, too, is you think of the 2 outs on the base paths.
Yes.
Right, leadoff walk to Haynes, caught stealing. Leadoff single, Hummel gets caught trying to stretch it.
It's mostly the efficiency for me.
Yeah. Well, it's just the command of the strike zone and living around it, forcing batters to have to swing, even if it's not a strike. That's what we've seen with that breaking ball on the outer edge to right-handers.
Throw back
today.
to first, and they got Ethan Johnson.
Are you
just
kidding?
right after the mention of base runners being erased.
That's 3 outs on the base paths today for the Coyotes.
That pickoff move by Ian Wheel caught Ethan Johnson and both of us in the box sleeping.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking anything of that. I was like, oh, pick off, whatever.
Well, Ethan Johnson is erased.
That's 3 times the Coyotes have gotten a base runner aboard to lead off an inning, and 3 times he's been out before he could get to second.
First pitch fouled off by Wes Crockett, 0-1.
Ian Wheel's making us look like geniuses today. We're just literally just having that conversation.
Conversation, payoff.
Yeah, thank you. Case and point. Sign, seal, deliver.
Whose demo is this going on?
Yeah, sheesh. Ian Wheels.
Yeah.
I think for me, Sam, this has got to be up there with Keller's. We saw Kenny Keller have a really good outing. But this one, just the command of the strike zone, the confidence.
That one is lazily popped down the right field line and out of play.
And for me, too, Sam, it's the repeatability of his delivery. It's
so simplified.
Soft, it's calm, it's low impact, and it's same arm slot every time. I haven't been able to pick up a pitch out of the hand yet.
0-2 to Crockett, swung on and missed. 7th strikeout. Ian Wheel is dealing right now.
I can think of one mistake, that fastball to Forshey.
That's it.
That's the only mistake today.
And that was on a 2-0 count.
Yeah, on that 1-0 fastball too. That was right there on the corner.
It sure was.
So it easily could have been a 1-1 count, which probably would have warranted another breaking ball.
Wheel works to Braden Holiday. He's able to get a piece of it, fouls it out of play.
So if that count goes 1-1, you might see a breaking ball swing and miss or a slow dribbler.
That's right.
So it completely changes that at bat.
0-1 to Holiday, swung early and got a piece of it, fouled back towards us.
See, that's the pitch right there that they likely would have seen 1-1. Instead, 2-0, he's forced to go in, so he doesn't want to fall behind 3-0. Completely different.
He's ahead 0-2 to Holiday. First baseman 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. Went inside with the fastball, and he was able to jam it off the hands. Well, while we're still here, let's get some defensive swaps in for the Bombers.
That's right.
Brandon Dodd's entered at second. We're just enamored with what Ian Wheel is doing right now.
He's my guy today.
Brandon Dodd in at second, and in the outfield, Aiden Rowan comes in left field. Nick Schnapp shifts from right to center, and Justice Lucas enters in right. That's it. 0-2 pitch.
Might not need him.
Skipped it in the dirt with the breaking ball.
That might be his first pitch in the dirt today.
We've seen one, and the only other one was working inside to a lefty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like unintentionally. Sometimes he's trying to
Yes.
bury that.
Right. The 1-2 did it again.
Want him to stay focused here.
That evens the count. He knows Holiday's been able to touch the fastball. Not quite catch up, but he's been able to put it out of play. Yeah. Few men have been where you've been. 2-2. Went with the fastball again, and once again put out of play by Holiday.
You might see if this obviously keeps up. Ian Wheel could go the CG today.
He is working quite efficiently. Went down low with the fastball and caught Holiday. 8 strikeout for Ian Wheel. We head to the top of the 6th. He is carrying the Bombers right now. They're up 2-0. Oh God, they're talking about superheroes again. We're in the top of the 6th. The Bombers still leading at 2-0, looking to add some more insurance here. They'll have to do it through Travis Bowe. Already made it through a 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts back in the 5th. It'll be Matt Gonzalez due up. Nick Schnapp and Tyler Richardson to follow. Gonzalez, the shortstop today, 1 for 2, singled and a run scored back in the 1st. One pops out of the mitt. Despite the 2 runs scored by the Bombers in the 1st and 2nd inning, it has been pitcher's duel. That one slapped down the line foul.
10 half innings in this one, 8 zeros. This game feels more out of reach for the Coyotes just because of Ian Wheel today, even though it is very attainable, 2-0. Just can't keep base runners on base.
1-1 spoiled back to the screen, 1-2.
You know, you get the opportunity. It's like, okay, we finally get a base runner. Of the, what is that now, 5? Of the 5 base runners for the Coyotes today, 3 of them have been put out on those bases. They had the double that got Forshade to third. They had the walk that left Munoz at first. That's it.
Forshade doubled with 1 out back in the 4th. Stole third base, and then Ian Wheel struck out the next 2 batters he saw. That's the kind of day it's been for the Coyotes offense. The 1-2 to Matt Gonzalez. Swings and flies that one out to right. Is going to get down for a base hit. down the line, turning and thinking too. He's going to. Matt Gonzalez in there with the leadoff double to open up the 6th.
Second hit of the day. First guy to do that. I mean, hits have been hard to come by on both sides of the ball. Don't get us wrong. We saw Joseph Murphy look really good today. And then Travis Bowe went 1-2-3 there in the 5th.
That's the first extra base hit for the Bombers. One on both sides, one by Forshea and now one by the shortstop Gonzalez. Here's Nick Schnapp. Newly slated center fielder. First pitch, he fouls out of play.
Got an arm getting loose in the Coyotes bullpen. That's Ambrose Wolf getting loose. Ambrose Wolf, right-hander. Things turn sour. Might see him in the 7th.
Well, the good thing for Travis Bowe is that, at least by his standards so far this season, that one's knuckled down the first baseline foul, and it'll get down right in front of Braden Holiday. 0-2 on Schnapp. The good thing for Bowe is that he doesn't put himself in too many positions where he's having to dig himself out of holes from free passes and, you know, hit by pitches, wild pitches, things of that nature. He throws a lot of strikes, doesn't have very many tricks up his sleeve. He's just going out there and hammering the strike zone. Those guys are going to beat you. They're going to have to do it by hitting the ball. He's got Schnapp down 0-2. Gonzalez dancing at second. Pitch misses outside. Bo's going to have to work through the very formidable middle of the order for the Bombers. Schnapp, Richardson, Peralta due up. The 1-2. That one's once again knuckled down the first baseline and in for a base hit. Gonzalez is rounding third. He'll hold up halfway down the line. They've got him chased back to third.
I think Gonzalez tripped.
Looked like he did.
So otherwise, he was going to be coming around. He's definitely hitting the corner like he was going to.
Yeah, it was a good throw from Wes Crockett back to the plate. Seemed like Gonzalez would have been dead in his tracks. Runners on the corners after the single by Schnapp. Tyler Richardson digs in. 1 for 2 today with a single in the 3rd. About to say good speed on the base paths. And as soon as I was about to, Nick Schnapp takes off and steals second.
This is the best scoring opportunity we've really seen here today for anybody.
Yeah, the runs put on the board by the Bombers in the 1st and 2nd were gifted on a wild pitch and an error in the 1st. In the 3rd, a walk and 2 singles. Now a chance to bring in 2 with 1 swing for Tyler Richardson. First pitch is up in the air down the right field line. Chasing is the first baseman, Holiday. It will make it in foul territory. Big pop in that bat for Richardson. Just haven't seen him really square one up today. Even that single just kind of scooted through to the outfield. Infield is drawn in. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Bombers leading it 2-0. Chance to add more on 1 swing here for Richardson. Another one misses outside.
It's probably going to be the longest that Ian Wheel has to sit.
Wonder what that does for him. There's no one warming up in the Bombers bullpen.
Unsurprising.
In the dirt.
Infield in here. They're playing double play with the corners when they were standing there.
Moment like this is when the Coyotes cannot afford to let more get at him. 3-1. Swung on and chopped to short. Pardon, the second baseman takes it, and they'll make the throw to home. Should have taken the free out at first. Richardson would have been out by a mile. But instead, the fielder's choice to home. Gonzalez scores standing either way. And it is 3-0 Bombers. Still runners on the corners and still no outs.
Yeah, you would like for your infielders to recognize that play and yell from 1-1-1-1-1. There is no play at the plate there. Back up the middle. That is the worst spot when the infield is in for a player to hit the ball. You can live with it down the lines. You can live with it a little bit towards the gaps between the bags. But up the middle is the absolute toughest, especially for your second baseman who has to come across, plant, and throw. There is no play at the plate there. You have to concede the run. Now you're in a bigger jam because the run's already home, runners on the corners, and there's still nobody out. So that goes on the infield. That's got to be Dale Bratz there. Bratz has the perfect view for that play, and he's got to be the one going, no. There's nothing here. Got to go one. I mean, we could both see it right away from where we are, and we essentially have the same view. Learning moments. We talk about them a lot here, and that's one of them.
It's 3-0 Bombers, and the bats pass to Gary Peralta. 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. Still runners on the corners. No outs in the top of the sixth. That one's in the air to right. Chasing back is Crockett. He's under it, tagging from third and now stopping there. Nick Schnapp decides to not go there. It's 1 out now. Gary Peralta flies out.
Yeah, think how different right now, Sam. Runner at third with 2 outs instead of first and third with 1 out. They're going to go double play depth again here, I'd imagine.
Looks to be the case. Here's Vinny Alfino.
Especially considering he is grounded out here today to short.
First one's grounded to third. Forche goes over to second, back to first, a weak throw, but he's called safe at first. Not sure how in the world that happened, but it looked like coming off the second base bag. Devin Blankenship tripped. The throw was spiked in the dirt, and on one hop, they called Vinny Alfino safe at first. So a run comes in to score. Should have been an inning-ending double play. But now it's 4-0 Bombers.
Yeah, that is as easy as it gets. You got to feel for Travis Bowe right now. He got what he needed.
Twice. First pitch fastball in there. New left fielder Aiden Rowan steps in.
That just makes it so much harder. It was already tough at 2-0.
Bombers have doubled their lead. Looks like they'll go to courtesy runner at first for Vinny Alfino.
We've seen this game pretty tight defensively. There was the 1 error in the first inning. These aren't going down as errors, clearly, but they're mental lapses.
Right.
I guess got to imagine that Blankenship at second just palmed that ball.
It looked like whenever the runner slid into second and he was still there, he tripped over the bag, tried to go with a side swipe with the foot. It'll be Mason Daniels courtesy running at first for Alfino. Looked like the side swipe caught him off guard and ended up tripping on that. Placed on the ground down the first baseline, foul.
Now, there was a little bit of a hesitation there from Theo Forche, but that ball was hit fairly hard, so there was no wasted time. They had plenty of it.
Knew where he wanted to throw before he even fielded the ball. Good instincts. Next pitch to Rowan is grounded up the middle. They have Ethan Johnson shaded over there. He'll tap the bag, and that'll end the top of the sixth. The Bombers strike for 2 more. It's 4-0 heading to the bottom of the sixth. Bottom of the 6th is the bottom of the Coyotes lineup that has to deal with Ian Wheel. The Bombers lineup has gifted Ian Wheel double the lead he had. It's 4-0. First pitch to Devin Blankenship misses outside. It's 1-0. If you haven't joined us already, Ian Wheel has gone 5 shutout innings over the Coyotes. Erasing base runners, striking out. Called strike 1-1. There's been a total package.
You know Devin Blankenship wants to get one back here after that spiked throw.
Breaking ball sinks into the zone. It's 1-2. He's not going to probably do it on that one.
Good luck.
Good riddance.
That is a little dangerous to leave it up there.
1-2 inside corner, called strike 3. 9 strikeouts for Ian Wheel. 3rd straight in a row.
What more can we say? He's just on another level today.
He's been on a different level. These past 3 starts we've seen him.
Just one of those days. Everything's working.
I remember back in the early season when we saw Hunter Holmes on this Bombers team and said, that's their guy.
Yeah.
It is a completely different story at this point. First pitch fouled off by Carlos Munoz. It's 0-1.
I've seen flashes of it since from Holmes. Some of that early stuff. But this is Ian Wheel's staff.
The 0-1 in the dirt. They play Munoz to pull. Gary Peralta all the way next to the baseline at first. Missed high with the breaking ball, 2-1. Munoz swings through. Evens the count 2-2.
We've talked about pitch sequencing today, Sam. And even though that little changeup upstairs doesn't find a strike, it is a bit of a setup pitch, as long as you pair it well.
Quick pitch. He pops it up to short. Matt Gonzalez is under it, and he has it for the second out.
You think of it like pairing food with wine, right? Doing your fish, you're doing the white wine. You're doing your meat, your steak, you're going the red wine. Same thing here. You got to pair them well. Okay, maybe it didn't work out. The changeup up and away didn't work. As the first pitch misses down and away, 1 ball, no strikes. But you got to be able to pair it well. And what do you do when you go changeup up and away and it didn't work? Okay, well, let me change eye level, go fastball down and in.
That one catches the outside corner. It's 1-1 to Dale Bratz. The catcher's 0-for-1 with a line out. That one smoked on a line to second, handled by Brandon Dodd. No throw over needed, but they'll do it anyways, it looks like. Wasn't sure if it hit the ground or not, but that's 1-2-3 inning again here for Ian Wheel. Nothing short of fantastic so far today. We head to the top of the 7th. Bombers leading it 4-0.
New arm. Ambrose Wolf.
New arm in the game for the Coyotes. Face off against the bottom of the lineup for the Bombers. Ambrose Wolf comes in relief for Travis Bowe. Take you through the rest of this inning, Steve Granado.
Thanks, Sam. Nice job here today. Ambrose Wolf takes over Travis Bowe, who went 2 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned, no walks, and a pair of punch-outs today. This will be the 3rd pitcher used here by the Coyotes. Leading things off will be Brandon Dodd. He took over defensively for Blaschke, swinging the first one, and it's 0-1. So Brandon Dodd for Robert Blaschke. So new arm and new bat here to begin the 7th, with the Bombers trying to get some more insurance, leading 4-0. The 0-1 pitch went off speed upstairs, 1-1. Kind of spun that one. Well, we will, without a doubt, see Ian Wheel for the bottom of the 7th, trying to put the finishing touches on a complete game shutout. Swing and a miss. 1-2 here on Dodd. Followed by Alex Betancourt and Connor Lang, the scheduled hitters here in the inning. 1-2 the count. Wolf comes back with it. Breaking ball left over the plate and sent back to the screen. Dodd out of West Hills College, facing off again with Ambrose Wolf out of Saddleback. Solid program. Saddleback is. Coming home again. Swing and a miss. Looks like a little bit of a circle change that he's throwing there.
The way that the fingers, you can see them coming off the ball, they float.
Yes. So 1 batter faced, 1 strikeout. Alex Betancourt to the plate, an RBI single back in the 2nd. He grounded out to 2nd in the 5th. Breaking ball up and in, 1 ball and no strikes. When the Coyotes bat, by the way, in their last ups today, top of the order is due up, who have the 2 hits today for the Coyotes. Hummel and Forche have the 2 hits, this one backwards. That's it. 9 punch-outs for Ian Wheel. Boy, we're excited to see him come back and see if he can complete the feat, something he couldn't do his last time out. Came 2 outs shy of. His offense has backed him up today. Another foul ball. Alex Betancourt continuing to battle here against Ambrose Wolf. This is the 3rd appearance for Wolf, his 2nd out of the bullpen. Just 2 2/3 innings of work for him. So I won't even give you the rest of their numbers. They're not worth it. Last time out was 2 days ago against the Colonials. He pitched an inning and faced 3. There's a ground ball down the line. It is foul. First time he sees the Bombers, by the way. Only other appearance was on June the 25th against the North Stars as the road team in that one. It's only pitched as the road team entering today. Of course, today the Coyotes serving as home, which means why they'll get that last up. We're in the top of the 7th. 13 minutes shy of the 2-hour marker. High and tight. And they could have used this in San Diego last night. 3-hour, 44-minute ball game between the Nationals and Padres. Little looper to 3rd and easily handled by Forche for the 2nd out. So it means Betancourt will likely end his day 1 for 3. Connor Lang will get a chance with 2 outs and the base is empty. 4-0 Bombers here in the top of the 7th. Lang today has struck out twice, once swinging, once looking. This will be the 3rd pitcher he sees, so he sees all 3 pitchers once. That was, by the way, the same for Alex Betancourt. First pitch to Lang. Downstairs, 1-0. Again, top of the order, Dominic Hummel, Theo Forche, and Connor Leard, the scheduled hitters for the Coyotes come the 7th. In case you're coming here looking for game 2, that's Bootleggers and Haymakers slated for 11:30 today. Not a bad pitch at all here from Ambrose Wolf. It's 2-0. Again, game 2, 11:30. Haymakers, Bootleggers. The finale tonight at 7:05. The PSCL uncommitted team taking on the Palm Springs Power again, 7:05. 2-0 pitch. Whoa, lost that one. 3 balls, no strikes. Four-pitch walk. 4th walk issued by Coyotes pitching today. 3 of them by Murphy. Bo didn't walk anybody in his 2 innings. It'll bring Justice Lucas back to the plate, who didn't look very comfortable his last time up. We'll see if he makes an adjustment here. Struck out back in the 5th. Fastball for a strike, 0-1. Off the plate. Read that one out of the hand. You can see it all the way from Lucas. 1-1.
And already dropped the bat off the shoulder.
Yeah. He was out from the get-go.
No deal.
Close the little lid.
Yeah.
Sorry, Banker. That weird shadow figure. What a weird show. Came in tight on him. 2 balls and 1 strike. Howie Mandel.
He is one of the celebrities that exists.
I meant more in the host of Deal or No Deal. In the air to center field, going to be easily played by Hummel, and he will head to the dugout, and no, he dropped the baseball. The throw is going to send him to second, and they're kicking it and throwing it all over the place to bring home another run. What in the world just happened? Somehow, Justice Lucas is on third, and it's 5-0. What in the Mickey Mouse just happened? Dominic Hummel was already putting on his batting gloves. That's how over that inning was. Instead, it'll go as a 3-base error in center. And Lang comes in to score. Wow. That makes the hill a little bit steeper. Matt Gonzalez to the plate. Ground ball to third. Handled by Forche. 1 pitch to erase whatever in the world just happened. Tough hill to climb against Ian Wheel, who's looking for the complete game shutout. His team gifted 1 more run. We go to the bottom of 7. 5-zip Bombers. We send this thing to the bottom of the 7th. The lead has increased for the Bombers. It's 5-0. And it'll be Dominic Hummel to lead things off 1 for 2 against Ian Will, working with magic in his fingertips. Down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Weirdly enough, just one conventional 1-2-3 inning today. Swing and a miss, 1-1. He enters the frame having retired the last 5 in a row. And 7 of the last 8. One, and they just can't catch up today. 1-2. Just in case the Bombers do have an arm in the pen. Getting loose, starting to play catch a little slowly.
It's Kayak Wildcat.
Kayak Wildcat. Heads up. Hummel, Forshey, Leard. Top of the order. As the Coyotes just hoping to get at least 1. Only 2 hits allowed, and again, they're from the top of this order. Hummel had a single, Forshey had a double. This one's going to be the 3rd hit of the day. A leadoff single. Good adjustment by Dominic Hummel, who had expanded the strike zone in that at-bat. All right, we have another leadoff man to reach. This has happened 3 times today, and all 3 times they were put out before they could get to second. Hummel was caught advancing, trying to get a double in the 1st inning. Hunter Haynes was caught stealing second base, and then Ethan Johnson in the 5th was picked off. First pitch skied out to left field. Moving back on it is Rowan. He circles. There's 1 away. Theo Forshey makes quick out number 1, and Connor Leard will try and get him over, get him in here. Leard is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. What a clinic today, any way you slice it. This is now tied for the longest outing of the year for Ian. He went 6 1/3 his last time out on June the 30th. And he's opened up the month of July here on a high note. First pitch, a strike, 0-1. Foul tipped, it's 0-2.
Wheel currently sitting at 84 pitches so far today.
Well within the margin.
If you're able to get out of this game only throwing less than 100, you feel really good about the next time you get to go out.
That could be a playoff situation. In the dirt, stopped there by Vinny Alfino, who has honestly had probably one of the easiest days behind the plate that he has had this summer.
All he's had to do is just
Put the
pull it out
glove.
the arm.
Thanks. Thank you. Another one. Thank you.
Reception.
Oh, man. Swing and a miss. 10 on the day for Wheel, and there's 2 down. Connor Leard had no idea what to do with that. The words you used, Sam, earlier, carved up like a Thanksgiving turkey. Here comes Hunter Haynes trying to make a little noise at the end of this ball game. First pitch, there's that breaking ball that's been working all day. 0-1. Ian will save this tape and work off of it. This is the stuff you want. In the dirt, got away. That'll be the first wild pitch. That just took a weird shot off of I believe it hit the knee of Vinny Alfino.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to block that in the dirt and it ended up getting caught on the top of the knee pad.
Yeah, otherwise that's an easy smother. A standard smother. So 1-1, Hunter Haynes walked, caught stealing, struck out in the 4th. 10 punch-outs for Ian Wheel. Runner at second base trying to keep the 0 up. Bouncing ball back to the mound. Ian Wheel, soak it up. What an outing today. A complete game shutout as he takes down the Coyotes with ease, allowing just 3 hits and knocking them down by a 5-0 final. In a brief hour 59, Ian Wheel puts on the best pitching performance we have seen on this diamond all summer. And he will get the very well-deserved high fives for a job well done. 10 punch-outs, 3 hits, 3 walks, and only 2 to get into scoring position today. 7 innings of shutout baseball. What a victory. What a game for Ian Wheel.
Yeah, that's an absolute gem and just exactly what the Bombers need to know that they have a guy going into the playoffs that they can turn to. All these other teams, a lot of guys still searching for their own stuff, but a lot of teams are still searching for who's going to go out there and give them consistent innings. Bombers, they've got at least one. We'll see if Hunter Holmes can keep up the other end.
Any way you slice it, relish this day, Ian Wheel. This is going to be one that you look back to remember on the summer of 2021, the day you had it all working. What a ball game. 5-0. Ian Wheel gets backed up by the batters here today, and they take this one by a 5-zip final. And without a doubt, our player of the game with 10 punch-outs. Had everything working, and so did the Bombers. They take this one to make it 2 in a row here in the middle of the pack of the PSCL with just a couple of games left. Exactly what they wanted. Final lines here today, the Coyotes, no runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, and 3 left. For the Bombers, 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They end up leaving 6 here today. But, man, they had it all working. Again, it took us a brief 1 hour and 59 minutes in this one. Winning pitcher without a doubt, Ian Wheel. The loss will be handed to Joseph Murphy, who only ended up giving up 2 runs, looking well himself in 4 innings of work. That's going to do it for this one. Game number 2 coming up here next. Haymakers and Bootleggers is slated to start at 11:30. We will likely start right on time for that one. We got less than a half an hour before first pitch. We'd love to have you stick around, but if not, for Sam Walters and all of us here at the Power Summer Collegiate League, I'm Steve Granado. One last time, Ian Wheel, pitcher of the day, pitcher of the week, performance of the season. 5-0, the Bombers shut down the Coyotes behind the righty. We'll talk to you here shortly. In case we don't, however, enjoy what's left of your Tuesday afternoon, everybody.